We are here and ready. Let's play.
I would like to talk to you about pre-incarnated decisions and themes for your lifespan. And so I'm thinking like parents, siblings, partners. Is it all decided before you incarnate? Every single relationship?
No.
No. Could you expand on that? Which ones are and which ones are not, and why?
It is the same when you think about what it was like before you came here to think about what it's like when you are here. So you don't, in this consciousness, pre-decide all of the things that are going to happen to you. It is created as a co-creation experience between you, your energy field, and the universe, which are all in fact one. So you can have intentions for yourself at any point in time, both consciously and unconsciously. And as the energetics shift, the possibilities change and multiply and expand to more than there was before. We remind you that you and the universe are both always together as one in a process of expansion. And so there are magical, amazing opportunities available in your future in a way that the present you can conceive and create of, but not just aim at with no consideration of anything else. You are not energetically soul-based, closed-minded in that way. There is a breadth of openness to potential and possibility at the core of you and at the energetics of you. So although you may have intentions at any point in your life, including before you decide to incarnate, nothing is set in stone. Otherwise, what would be the fun in that?
Thank you. I'm wondering, like as an example in my life, some themes have been reoccurring throughout my life again and again and again, and that made me wonder about the incarnation process. If that's like some lesson that I chose to learn before I incarnated that I still haven't understood, or is there something else going on?
It is not either or. It can be both. And we would like to play with the idea of lessons. There are many of you that understand the dynamics of the universe to be like a school where you are taught things and beaten over the head until you learn something, and the beatings will only stop once you desist from doing that same action. It is not like that. It is more as though you are so deeply supported in your desires to move forward to more, that you are lovingly being shown the places that it would be helpful for you to look at in order to create the openness and the ability for you to move forward, to fly forward, to play forward into that more. And so it is not a matter of you learning lessons, but it is a matter of you connecting into the energetics that live at the core of you, but not just at the core of you. It is almost as though you start to bring them more to the surface and more as a place that you live from in your normal human consciousness, rather than as something that you are experientially disconnected from. And so you are not being taught lessons in the way that you perceive them. There is no external source of authority that you have to please in order to be given all the things that you wish. However, in order for things to come into your experience, you need to be an energetic match to them, or it is not possible for them to flow to you in the way that you would like. And so the universe, your emotional system, your energetic system are like a spotlight saying, hey, if you want to go over there, you may want to look at this because that will help you. It is one of the pathways for you to achieve that thing that's over there. That is a supportive stance that the universe has of you and for you to move forward to the things that you want. You are not needing to please the universe, but you do require a level of alignment with the things that you wish to create in order to bring them into your experience in a way that is flowing and peaceful and not feeling as though you are being smacked in the head by a brick wall. Sometimes there is an intensity of desire that can pull things towards you, even though you are not completely energetically aligned. And we guarantee you that that is a rough ride. Some of you have lived that. Some of you have lived that. And it is a rough ride. And so we encourage you with so much love to playfully do the work first before you demand that the things come to you, before you draw them towards you despite your resistance, because that is not going to give you the experience that you associate with the thing that you want. You think that if the thing comes, it will come with a magical feeling of alignment, expansion, and love. And when you are aligned energetically to the thing that you want, that is indeed your experience. But you cannot desire enough to overcome your own resistance and have that same feeling of joy, of expansion, of play, and of love. And so the easiest ride, the one we recommend for you, we encourage you towards, but any ride that you choose is totally fine and there is no problem. But the one that will be a more playful, fun experience for you is to look at the places where you are being encouraged to look by your own self, by the wisdom of your emotions, by the wisdom of your energetic system, which is constantly whispering to you and whispering to you and whispering to you. So as you train yourself to be sensitive to those whispers and to do the work, or rather the play of uncovering what is there and dealing with it, it will be so much easier for you to move forward to everything that you want and to have the experience of it arriving be what you wish for, rather than something that's arduous and difficult, even though you wished for it.
Thank you. I've been diving into a material that was channeled in the 1980s, and there they talk about harvestability, that souls go through, let's say, a different densities, and a lot of us are here to be able to be harvested. Can you talk about something about this? Is this true?
There is some difficulty sometimes in translating things from the energetic realm and into the language realm. But in the way that you are presenting it, we would say that that is not how we see it. That is not our interpretation. You are not here to be harvested. You are not here to be at the service of something bigger and outside of you in a way that makes you feel separate or less than it. You are the entirety of the universe. You are an aspect of it. And so there is no way for you to be less than, other than when you are in the illusion of the idea that you are just a physical human and nothing else. There are many of you, yourself included, who have had the experience, whether in meditation, in dream states, in altered states of consciousness, perhaps facilitated by substances, who have had the experience of feeling that they are the blades of grass that live on the planet, as well as the fish and the breeze moving through the leaves. There is all there is to you that is available for you to experience, but that you do not yet often experience. But there is also a feeling within you that because you are human, you are somewhat less than the divine, less than God, less evolved, less higher vibration energy, because you are in a physical body, which necessitates a level of density. You are not less than, and you are not just here to serve some master that is more important than you. And that is why you are not here to be harvested, but you are here to contribute and to enjoy and to be a part of the whole. You and your brethren are one. You and the earth are one. You and the planet are one. You and every energetic in the entirety of this universe and everything else that exists are one.
Thank you. I had a personal experience for a few weeks back where I felt like I became one with, like you said, one with everything, one with God. Could you tell me anything about what happened there?
What happened was that you slipped in through any of the resistances and the ideas and the paradigms that you have had before. It's almost like you slithered through them and entered the reality that lives at your core. That experience that you had could be used by you in two different ways. The first way could be to tell yourself that you need to get back to that experience, that is the experience that you must live from. And it might become something that you use as a rod to beat yourself with. Or you could relax into the knowing that you got a taste of what the truth is. You got a taste of what it really feels like to completely allow and let go and fold into the universe that you are, to feel that level of connection and support. And you are able to reconnect with that experience at different levels because you had it in your consciousness, you had it in your beingness, you had it in your body. And all of you have. It's just that you have different levels of awareness around it. And so that experience is a gift, but we do not wish to imply that that experience needs to be rare. That is going to be something that is experienced more and more by individuals on this planet as the level of consciousness keeps rising, as the energetic levels of power keep increasing. That is what's happening. But we encourage you to feel the ease and yet the power that you felt in that experience. Ease and power are not opposites, but many of you conceive them to be. When you are one with the universe, when you are one with everything, you cannot feel separate. And more than that, you cannot feel less than. And so use that experience, if you like, as something that reminds you of what the truth is, because you have experienced it for yourself. And if you haven't, when you are listening, if anyone else has not had that experience and they crave for it in the way that Maida used to crave that experience herself, know that you do not need to have that experience. Do not push for it and think that it is going to be the thing that solves the problems. Just relax into yourself and allow yourself to connect in with yourself. And there are different levels and ways to have this experience. And so do not have an idea in your mind of what it needs to be like, because it will be slightly different. That experience was a gift, but we repeat, it does not need to be rare. But the more that those of you that wish for that experience try and push towards it, the more you will be pushing it away. But you do not need it. It is delicious. It is fun. And there are many, many ways to experience deliciousness and fun. This is just a particular favorite.
Thank you. I'm thinking this process of forgetting who and what we are, I am, before, when incarnating. Is there any way to strengthen the memory of who you are and like what you're coming from as a soul-based being?
We ask you what you believe that having more of an understanding about that will give you. Why do you want it?
I think it's wisdom. There is so much wisdom that I feel that is accessible, but only in certain states, or you have to practice to see beyond, the human eye.
There is so much wisdom and you have access to it in all moments. You are right in that you have to have the eye to see it sometimes. However, it is not, we will say it in a different way. You have got access to so much wisdom and to so much power. And your point of power begins always in your present experience. So the reason that we asked you why it is that you wish to know what it was that you knew before you were in this form, the reason that we want you to contemplate that and consider that is because if you decide that you need to access it in that particular way and in that particular form, you will be unintentionally putting up blinkers to the ways that the wisdom wishes to arise in you now. Your power is in the now. And as you follow what is present in your now, you will be guided to the exact wisdom that will be most beneficial to you in each and every moment. When you decree in advance the form of the wisdom or the way that you wish for it to be received, you are closing doors rather than opening them. And so be interested in things and follow your interest. But we also remind you to include Maida's favorite phrase, this or something better. Stay open to things coming in a way that will surprise and delight you. Do not be limited in your idea of what needs to happen for you to achieve each thing, even when it comes to wisdom. You have got more access to more wisdom than what you give yourself credit for. Sometimes all you need to do is stare into nature and things just come into your mind. Sometimes it happens when you're in the shower, when you're uninterrupted. And so if you want to cultivate your connection to wisdom, we invite you to play with two things. One, begin where you are. Begin where you are in the present moment. Begin with what is present for you in each and every moment and follow the breadcrumbs of energy that will guide you to the exact thing that it will help you to know in that moment. And do it playfully. Do it playfully. And remember to stay open. Remember to be willing to be surprised. Remember to flow. And remember to not take anything that we're saying too seriously.
Thank you. Is there anything that Oron would like, that you would like to share with us, humanity, just in broad sense, that you feel that you would like to speak about today?
You are all, both individually and collectively, doing so much better than you give yourselves credit for. There are so many of you right now that are committed to the expansion of yourself as an individual and of your world as a collective, of humanity in general. That is a really good thing. And in the same way that we have spoken about before, follow what is present in the moment, follow the breadcrumbs of energy from where you are in each and every moment, and with openness, move forward with so much play and so much expansiveness. You will be so surprised if you add self-acceptance and self-love of both self and other into that equation, how quickly you can shift to everything that it is that you want. When you fight against other, when you fight against self, when you fight against systems, there is no flow available that is capable of producing the kind of change that you want in the manner and in the degree that you are wishing for. We feel how much all your hearts, the people who are open and listening to this, we feel how much you wish to be a source of upliftment for yourself and your world. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. But remember this, do not see yourself, do not see your brethren, do not see your world as broken. If in that moment you are seeing it that way, that's okay. But do the playful inquiry as to what is really going on for you, that makes it your perspective, because there is a process of evolution going on at present. And the more that you do the playful work of expansion from where it is that you are right now, without fighting, without resisting, without tensing against, the universe will carry you. It will carry you. But it is a mirror of you. You push, you will experience pushback. You flow, you will experience flow. Do not try to superimpose flow upon you, however. Be where you are in the moment. Be present with what is happening for you in every moment, and learn to meet your own needs. 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 And you will then become someone who feels valued, who feels important, who feels as though they are prioritized and supported. And as you start to build that relationship with yourself, the level of your power and play and flow in this universe, the impact that you will be able to have will be so much bigger than what you can conceive in this moment. You are all on track. Nothing is wrong. You are adored. We love you. We love you. We love you. Go well. How'd you go?
Awesome. Really clear.
How did it feel on your side?
It felt really good.
That's good. It was interesting. Yeah, you go.
Yeah. No, it feels like sitting in a cloud.
Nice. Did it feel like it had emotion in it?
It feels like a kind of bubbly.
Yeah, okay.
Easy.
So to me, my experience of bringing it through is that it was a bit more theoretical than I'm used to. It's like I feel like, I don't know if this is true, but when it was coming, I feel like it was talking to our minds. Often I feel it in the heart and in my, on my whole being, and it's like all this emotion, not normally the last 5 sessions I've done, I want to cry at the end of them. I don't feel like that after this one. I feel like this was, I need to listen back because I don't really know. But as that was coming through, it felt like they were helping our mind, supporting our minds in this one.
Yeah. It felt really clear. It felt like a very clear picture.
Okay, yeah. Interesting. I can't wait till I listen back and see what I think. Because it's like, yeah, if it's for minds, I might feel differently after I listen to it. But just as it was coming through, that's what I felt.
Nice.
Did you get any insights or anything from it? Like anything stand out?
Yeah. It's this constant reminder that you are part of everything already, and there's nothing bigger than you outside of you. That was a good one. And also just a reminder that this experience, this blending with God, it doesn't have to be a goal. And for me, it hasn't become a goal, but it's like just to embrace, to have had that experience and just live knowing that that is the truth, but not like constantly seeking to have that euphoria again. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
was, yeah.
They've talked before about how I used to be desperate for that experience. Like, I just wanted it so bad. I thought it would like solve all my internal spiritual problems. And so I couldn't have it. And I still haven't had it. Like, I've had kinds of it, but not in the way that my mind had decided it was going to come. So in my head, like, I can't, tick that off yet. Like, I don't care now, but I used to really, really care that I hadn't had it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it can't come.
Yeah, that's what they said. It's like, because I had so much lack in me. I wanted it so much because I decided, like, I thought wasn't having it. But there's another thing. There's a video on YouTube. Someone else asked about the experience of oneness, like when Auron was first coming through. And their answer was really interesting. They said something like, we all have the experience of oneness so often. The answer was what I was saying before. But we think that it's not. It's like when you have like spontaneous moments of joy, or where you just laugh uproariously with like a group of friends, there's like this energy of connection that's present that we discount because we expect this divine thing to be like, hallelujah. And like, yeah, it can be, but it can also be really subtle. But we tend to not count that. Like, we only want the hallelujah.
Yeah. Yeah. We love hallelujah.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to stop the recordings now.